Today we're going to learn about direct variation. You learned this last year in 7th grade. Direct variation means proportional, and it means that the y-intercept is going to be 0, that the starting point is 0. So in y equals mx plus b, the b would be 0. That's what it means, okay? Now, for some reason, when we say it's proportional, instead of y equals mx plus b, they change it to y equals kx. Don't ask me why. This is still the slope or rate of change or constant of variation. So it's the slope, it's the rate, and it's the constant of variation. Direct variation means that there is no plus b. The b is 0. That's all it means. Okay? It means that the graph will pass through what? 0. Through 0, 0. Now, in 7th grade, y'all learned the formula to find the constant, and it's very similar to the slope formula. What is the slope formula? The difference in y over the difference in x. The cool thing is the formula is almost identical. You could still do that formula. You could do the slope formula, and it will find the constant, the slope for you. But when it passes through 0, you can find the constant by simply dividing y divided by x. So y'all know how the slope formula is the change in y over the change in x? It's almost the same. It's just y over x. You don't have to find the change and divide by the change. You can simply just divide y divided by x because it started at 0. That's why it works. Now, if you get to the STAR test and you don't remember this, could you just do the slope formula? Yes, it's that simple. Okay? I just am showing y'all that when it passes through 0, 0, you can simply divide. Okay? On the front, it says, tell whether the equation represents direct variation. If so, identify the constant of variation. So you'll have two answers if the answer is yes, and this looks just like your assignment, so pay attention. To know if it represents direct variation, you need to see if there's a plus b. So if there's no plus or minus b, then it shows direct variation. If there is a plus b, then it doesn't. So you have to rearrange the equations to y equals mx plus b and see if there's a plus b. So let's do this one. How would I rearrange this? So I'd have negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 0. Do I have to write that? I would divide by negative 3. And I would get y equals positive 2/3 x. Is that proportional? Does that show direct variation? Yes. What is the reason? There's no plus b. So my answer would be yes. And then I said if you write yes, you have to identify the constant of variation. Well, look right here. What is the constant of variation? The slope. So what's the slope? 2/3. It's that simple. Now, if you have an equation like on our homework last night and it says y equals 2/3 x plus 5, your answer would be no. The slope is 2/3, but the constant of variation is not. The constant of variation doesn't exist. It's not proportional. All right, this one. Rearrange it. What would it be? Y equals negative 2x. Is there a plus b? So does it show direct variation? Yes. If so, what is the constant of variation? Negative 2. All right, this one. Y equals, how would I move the negative x? Plus x. So y equals positive x plus 4. Is there a plus b? Yes. So the answer is this does not show direct variation. Therefore, I don't identify the constant of proportionality. Make sense? All right. This one, how would I rearrange it? So negative 5y equals negative 4x. And then I would divide by negative 5. And I would get y equals 4/5 x. Does that have a plus b?
No.
So does this show direct variation? Yes. What is the constant of proportionality? 4/5. All right, we're just going to do one more. Excuse me. This one. How would I move the negative x? So I have y equals positive x plus 1. Does that show direct variation?
No.
Why?
Because
Because it has a plus b, so no. Now, going back to yesterday, does this have a slope? Yes, it's 1 over 1. What's the y-intercept? 1. But does it show direct variation? No, because if I graphed it, it would not pass through 0, 0. It would pass through 1. Make sense? All right, go down. Now, sometimes you'll also see instead of y equals kx, you'll see it as y equals ax. It all means the same thing. Okay? Y equals ax is a linear equation in slope-intercept form where the b has to be 0. So we're just going to go graph one. Y'all already know how to do this. So the m is what? 2/3. The b is? So will this be super easy today? Yes, because your b will always be 0. So I go to 0. I go up to right 3. Up to right 3. And I take my straight edge and I put a line through it. Or down to left 3. Okay, we'll do one more of these. Let's do this one. Does this show direct variation? Why? Does this one show direct variation? Yes, because there's no, the plus b is 0. That's fine, okay? So what's my slope here? Negative 3 over 1. What's my y-intercept? All right, so graph it. I put a dot at 0, 0. Since the rise is negative 3, which way do I go? Down 3, right 1. Could I also go up 3, left 1? All right, and there's my line. So y'all already knew how to do this whole lesson. You just didn't know it was called constant or direct variation, constant of proportionality or direct variation. All right, down here, what if they give you the graph and they ask you to write the equation? To write an equation, you need an m and a what? A b. So what is the y-intercept here? 0. How would I find the m, the slope? Rise over run. Pick any 2 dots. Oh, and this graph was not graphed well. It was free-handed. So pretend that dot, like, that doesn't even make sense. Go here and pretend this dot is the dot. So I went down 2, left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So down 2, left 5. That's 2 negatives, so it makes a... Okay, so how would I write this equation? Plus 0, but I don't have to write it because it's plus 0. Yes? Now, it gives another question. Is it going to do this on your assignment? Yes. Now it says, now find the value of y when x is, so you just take your equation and plug in 10 for x. So I would say, what is 2/5 times 10? That's 20/5. Which is 4. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, let's do this one. Write the equation first. To write an equation, I need an m and a b. Find the b first. Where is it touching the y-axis? How do I find the slope? Rise over run. My rise is up 2, left 1. It's going down, so it's negative, but up 2, left 1 would be a negative. What's my equation? Y equals? Negative 2x. Do I have to put it over 1? It's the same thing. And then what are we going to do? It says find the value of y when x is. So I'm going to plug 10 in for x. So y equals negative 2 times 10, which is negative 20. All right, on the back, it's telling you y varies directly with x. It's telling you. That means it is proportional. It does show direct variation because it's telling you it does. Yes? It says write the direct variation, equation. To do that, all you need to do is divide. What goes on top? The y or the x? The y. Y over x. So I need to do y over x, which is 9 over 3. What is 9 divided by 3?
3.
So write that equation. Y equals 3x. Because this is the slope. That is the constant of proportionality, the constant of variation. All right, next one. You cannot do x over y, guys. Just like on slope formula, it has to be the change in y over the change in x. What would I divide? 7 over 14. Do I need to simplify that? Yes. What is 7 over 14 simplified to? No, it's not 2. That'd be 14 over 7. 1/2. So what's my equation? Y equals 1/2 x. Are y'all catching on? Okay. Next one, which one has to go on top? So which one? Negative 4 over? Do I have to simplify that? Can you use your alpha y equals button if you don't know how? But I would just divide by 2, and 2 negatives make a? So it'd be 2/9. So what's my equation? Y equals 2/9 x. All right, last part. A word problem. It says the table shows the cost of downloading a song at an internet music site. If I download 3 songs, it costs $2.97. If I download 5, it costs this, 7, it costs that. It says, explain why it varies directly. Remember, varies directly just means it's proportional. Why is it proportional? Well, first of all, if I graph it, it's going to pass through 0, but I don't have a graph to do that. So to do this, write this down. Put if it's proportional. When you divide y over x, you will get a constant answer. For the whole table. If it's proportional, when you divide y over x, you will get a constant answer. Because how do you find constant? Y over x. Yes? So if I divide this divided by this and put the answer and then do this and then do this, I better get the same thing every single time. So let's go do it. If I do 297 divided by 3, what do I get? 99 cents. So if it is varying directly, which just means proportional, then I better get what right here? 99 cents. So what is 495 divided by 5? 99 cents. What is 693 divided by 7? 99 cents. This means that if I don't download any songs, I pay $0. So it starts at 00, and for every song I download, I'm actually paying 99 cents. So why does it vary directly? Because when I divide y over x, the constant of variation is 99 cents. So any table that exists in the world, if it says, does this show direct variation, all you have to do is divide all of them to see if they give you the same answer. Write an equation that relates this. Well, what was the constant? So how would I write this equation? Y equals 0.99x, but look, did they use y and x for their variables? What did they use? So cost equals 99 cents per song. Now, if you put y equals 0.99x, I'm going to count it right. But I'm just going to use what they put. Now it says, how much would it cost to download 10 songs? So what do? Plug 10 in for S. So I would do, the cost equals 99 cents times 10. How much money is that? $9.90. The assignment is pretty much exactly like the notes. Can y'all grab one more? The assignment is exactly like the notes. So all you have to do is use your notes if you get confused. It's this row. Thank you. So here, tell whether it shows direct variation. If it does, write the constant of variation. That's just like the notes we just did. Graph it. To graph, you need an M and a B. What's the B always going to be today? 0. All right. On 10 through 12, make sure you answer both questions. It wants you to take the graph and write the equation. You need an M and a B. And then your answer better be y equals, whatever, 2x. Then it says, find the value of y when x equals 10. So you have two answers. So you have to plug 2 in for your equation and solve it. 10. You have to plug 10 in, sorry. Okay, same thing on 13 through 18. You need the equation, and then you need the answer on every single one. To find the equation, you need an M and a B. Write the equation. The answer, you're just plugging in 10 for x and solving. 19 through 22, tell if the table represents direct variation. How are you going to tell? Divide. Y divided by x, the whole table. If it's the same answer, the answer is yes. If it's not, the answer is no. If it is, write the direct variation equation. Got it? On the back, it says, given that y varies directly with x, write the equation. So you're just dividing y over x to get your constant, and then you're writing your equation with your constant y equals kx. So whatever you get for this answer is your slope, your constant of variation. Yes? And then the last one is just a word problem, kind of like what we did on the last part. All right, you may get going.